I am Neil Larthos. I am the next Abdullah. You are the next Neville Goddard. Your SP gets wet every single time they think of you. And your bank account makes Jeff Bezos look homeless. Okay? 3D circumstances don't matter. I'm going to give you a unique perspective. Okay? So I was just thinking about this today, because I'm also a food restaurant manager at my other job, because I like serving. And you know, Neil Larthos on this channel, we are very transparent about our lives and about our desires. I can be a little bit of a man whore, okay? And now I've settled down as of late, but the other day my girlfriend was telling me that there was a coworker who told her basically that there is someone at the company spreading rumors about me, and those rumors were being told specifically to girls who would go up to this certain coworker and basically confess that they were interested in me. And when I found out who this coworker was, it wasn't any surprise that it was one of the many of my Infinity Gauntlet who, let's just say, we had a little bit of history, okay? We're talking a little bit of social studies, a little bit of, Return of the Alamo, fucking Civil War, the British are coming type of history, right? You know what I'm saying? The British definitely were coming, right? But so when I heard about this, first of all, I wasn't surprised, because I remember making a video not too long ago where I was talking about that there was this little drought that I was going through, okay? And yes, a lot of the coworkers I banged, okay? Again, Neil Larthos, we're transparent this here, okay? You share your soul with Neo. Neo shares his soul with you, okay? Just don't share it with HR, right? But motherfuckers probably already know either ways. But what I'm getting at here, fellas, is that, guys and gals, is that when I was going through my drought, where I was like, damn, what the fuck, why are all these women ignoring me, right? Did I put on an excessive amount of weight? Is my acne popping back up? Am I losing my swag? What is it, right? Well, there was a part of me that was like, what if somebody is fucking talking shit behind my back and sort of ruining the ranks? You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a company who was having success, was noticing increases in gross sales, but then all of a sudden there's just like this huge dip out of nowhere and they can't fucking explain, right? Well, when I heard about this, it was exactly what I assumed, right? But no matter how many times I told myself that no, there's no way that all these girls think I'm ugly, there has to be something up. No matter how strong that intuition was, there was still a part of me that felt the insecurity, that felt the lack, that felt the rejection. And because I knew the law, I was quickly able to get out of that. Started putting myself on the pedestal and telling myself that all these SPs that are probably talking shit about me, no, they're actually flowers in my garden, but I'm the fucking sun, okay? I started telling myself that their pussy cries without Neo, okay? You know what I'm saying? It's just dehydrated, right? And look, I ended up manifesting the relationship that I've always wanted. A beautiful, lovely young woman. A young woman, yes, because Neo's not that fucking old, you bastards. A lovely young woman who has all the traits that my ex didn't have. All the things, she had everything that my ex had, but also all the things that I wish when I was with my ex that I wish that my ex would do. Very affectionate in public with me. She doesn't give a fuck about if people are looking. She just treats me like a king. And to me, one of my love languages is affection, you know, like sense of touch and words of affirmation, right? Because I mean, this is a fucking affirmation channel, right? But she has everything, right? And I was able to go from that drought and manifest the relationship of my dreams, right? But why am I talking about this in a video about 3D circumstances? Neo, get to the fucking point, right? Because like I was saying, when I was going through that situation where I felt like all the women at work were ignoring me, and all of a sudden I went from all the girls chasing me to, you know, something was wrong in the fucking atmosphere. I felt the insecurity. I felt the same feeling that I used to have back when I was younger, and I was kind of struggling with girls, right? And it got me thinking, I bet you that there is many people right now who are trying to manifest an SP. Maybe it's an ex. Maybe it's a crush. Maybe it's a fucking celebrity, and you ladies are trying to manifest Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Whoever it is, Sydney Sweeney. You might think that the lack of response, the lack of movement is a sign that all hope is lost. But you don't fucking know what is going on behind the scenes. Now, because I'm a highly intelligent motherfucker, even when I was in the midst of this rejection, I knew something was up. Because, I mean, to me, I have the assumption, I'm not one of those who's just going to automatically jump to conclusions. First of all, it's fucking obvious. I was being chased without even trying by fucking married women. And not just at work, everywhere. People who I knew from my past. I mean, right away when I left my ex a couple years ago, man. I mean, I'm talking like that was like if somebody said, "Hey, we got a free iPhone here, fellas," and then a whole mob of people just ran after it. That's how it felt when I became single, right? And so I knew that something was up, right? But again, I started thinking about you guys, and I was like, I guarantee you that if even I, for a split second, was able to feel that rejection, even though I knew deep down that there was something going on behind the scenes, I can only imagine how it is for you guys who are trying to manifest a hot girl at the gym, and maybe you made a conversation with her, but then for the next 2 fucking months, it's awkward and she doesn't even look your way. And there you are probably thinking, fuck, it's over. She probably thinks I'm a weirdo. When in reality, no matter how hot she is, she could be that percentage of women who, even though she is a 10 out of 10, her fucking confidence and self-esteem is like a negative 50 out of 100. You don't know what is going on behind the scenes. I remember, I just made a video about this the other day. I remember there was so many girls who, like when I graduated from high school, for example, I used to do this weird thing where we would talk on Facebook. Have you ever heard of that? Such an ancient website by now. And I remember having a conversation with this one girl, hot Latina chick. I'm talking, I mean, she would wear the sleeveless tank tops. Black was her favorite color, and oh shit, I don't know what it is with Latinas and black, but I mean, they should at least ban that shit in China, okay? Like I mean, the IQ over there would go extremely low if Latina showed up there with black tank tops, sleeveless, I might add. Her jeans, bro, her fucking ass cheeks on her jeans were just going, help me, you know. But either ways, I would see her every single day. You know, my math tests just flunking every second that I would drool, right? And she would not fucking do the whole, hi, Neo. The whole little wink, or the whole blushing fucking thing, you know, that girls do, or the very popular one that you hear guys talk about in the Red Pill community, you know, messing with their hair. And those are all positive signs, right, that girls have the habit of doing when they like a guy. But, you know, tell me why, when I started talking to her, right, when we graduated, she was like, you know, I always had a crush on you, and I wish you would have said something. And I'm like, bitch, how the fuck am I supposed to say something when you had the fucking worst resting bitch face of 2009? Right? And there I was fucking thinking like, well, motherfucker, why didn't you tell me, bitch? You know? And that is actually one of the ones that I always remember to this day. And I learned the hard way at a very early age that just because you don't see these choosing signals, bro, doesn't mean that she doesn't want to slobber on your cock 24/7. And for you ladies, I know you ladies are especially the insecure ones. Just because a guy doesn't go up to you does not mean he doesn't like you. As a matter of fact, most guys are pussies. Just gonna say it. I'm over here in the camp right here. I'm watching over them. I'm their general. They suck. Okay? Not all of them are like your boy Neo, sweetheart. Okay? So instead of this is what I'm trying to get at after all that fucking biography that I gave you. This is what I'm trying to get at. My unique perspective is this. Another reason why you shouldn't look at the 3D is because not only is it a past reflection, but even if it was a current reflection, you don't know what is going on behind the scenes. That's it. You don't know. Not only is it a past reflection, not only is the fact that they're ignoring you a reflection of your low self-concept that you've had for the past 30 plus years of your life, but regardless, a woman does not have to go up to you and have a sign on her forehead that says, please let me fuck you all night long. I want to dribble all over your second head. No, that she's not going to say that. She's not. Even exes, a lot of us think that, you know, well, this dating coach told me that if I'm in no contact, I cannot contact her first, bro. I had an ex, okay, who was the type that said that she would never be the one to text first. And she never once texted me first after the breakup. I always was the one who ended up having to reconcile after the breakup, right? Well, I broke no contact fucking how many times? 3 times after the breakup. And every single time that we met up, we hooked up. But I guarantee you one thing. You want to know? Before I get ran over here, Tokyo Drift style. Beep, beep. You want to know something, guys? If I wouldn't have fucking texted her, we probably would not have fucking hooked up. Now, does that mean like, okay, wow, Neo, so you know what you did, Neo? You just fucking went out of your masculine. You had to actually go into your feminine, Neo, in order to get the pussy. Okay, guilty as charged. But at the end of the day, she was my ex. She was a nice, slim, sweet-smelling Michoacanan Latina, soft fucking lips, and oh boy, being in my feminine was so fucking dreadful when I was sucking on her tongue. Okay, guilty as charged. Okay, I don't know if I could sleep at night thinking about my mistake of breaking my masculinity there. Look, guys, you don't know what the fuck is going on behind the scenes. Okay? As a matter of fact, that same ex, I remember thinking to myself, like, she's over me and stuff, and, you know, she would even tell me things like, you know, after we hooked up, like, actually, I don't see you like that anymore. You know, I just want to be friends, which was about a year after we hooked up, you know, post breakup. But then I remember one time out of nowhere, she just sends me, and if I'm actually not lazy enough, I could actually do my first edit and show you the picture right here. She sends me a random snap where she sees a memory of us fucking eating out at Chili's, you know? And it was a selfie of me and her when we were together. And, you know, I tell her, I'm like, well, shit, we should make another one. And she's like, no, I don't think so. But the point is, guys, is like, if she really wasn't interested, why the fuck is she sending the fucking message in the first place, right? And again, I wasn't even texting her at that time, right? Granted, I think I sent her a text like a couple days before, but I wasn't double texting or whatever. So that was her response after 5 days, except it was a response that had nothing to do with what I was talking about. So really, it was her reaching out, right? Okay, for all you red pill fucking double texter police, right? And so what I'm trying to get at, guys, is like, even her who said, no, I only see you as a friend. One thing I know about her is she has daddy issues. She was an ex who, when we were together, she was very insecure about a lot of things. You know, very anxious. She did very anxious things at times, even though for the most part she had a very intelligent, very composed personality. Although when you get into a relationship, you get to know these people at a deeper level. Just because she's telling me she wants to be friends does not actually mean that she wants to be friends. Like, if I was to, like, when she told me that she wanted to be friends, I actually went unhinged. And I'm gonna make another video about this, the unhinged method, right? Because now that I'm in a relationship, me and her are on talking terms, and every now and then she's texting me, right? You know, how about them apples, right? Well, I remember when she told me that she wanted to be friends, I actually went unhinged, and I told her, I was like, you know, the only reason why you are not okay with meeting up for coffee is because I know the moment that you and I lock eyes, you're gonna fucking fall in love. I literally told her that. Did she file a fucking restraining order? Did she block me? Did she say, I never want to speak to you again, Neo? How dare you? Matter of fact, she would kind of continue the conversation and go, why do you think that? Like, why do you think that? Like, what's wrong? Like, if you really did not agree with that, why not just say, look, Neo, I'm going to go to bed. But there was like a curiosity, like, what makes you think that, you know, like what it was. She's not even sure of herself, right? But why? Because I'm tapping into my self-concept of all these women carry 5 pairs of panties whenever they see me because they can't stop masturbating thinking about me, okay? I have the concept that they have a fucking life-size poster of me on their wall that they pray and bow down to every single night. That they need me more than food, drink, and fucking air, okay? And now I'm in a relationship and we are on talking terms, and she is a lot more warm than ever before, all right? And I still have that assumption that if I was to bump into that ex, that there's a good fucking chance that sparks would fly. And maybe it's best that we don't see each other, because I want to respect my relationship. And you know, I remember beforehand she was okay with having coffee even when we were broken up. But now all of a sudden that I'm going through my glow up, and because I know that she's trying to focus on herself and she's not dating as far as I know, she knows that the fucking feelings are going to spark up. Because she knows that Neo is the fucking motherfucker, that he's that guy, all right? That he is the sexiest motherfucker on the planet, that he has the most magnetism in the fucking universe. He is a human magnet. He is more addicting than cocaine, methamphetamine, and TikTok combined. Okay? And that's the same mindset that you have to have. Okay? So like I said, guys, this was a bit of a tangent, but you know, I'll make like 500 more of these. Don't worry. Okay? So there was a part of this that you wanted me to go more in depth, and let me know down in the comments. But remember, you don't know what the hell's going on behind the scenes. Don't even believe in the friend zone. Don't even believe when your ex says she hates you, she doesn't want to talk to you. Words are just words. First of all, if I can say one thing about women, and I know I have some women watching this, but ladies, I guarantee you guys can vouch for this. A lot of things you say is just in the moment. Okay? I can't tell you how many girls I made out with who hated my fucking guts. Hate never tasted better. I am Neil Lartos. This is all that the I'm Awareness had to say. And I know you're going to be okay.